So can you guys believe it's Friday already? Well, I can, and that's why I'm happy. Happy Friday, everyone. So, let's get to my high act of kindness before we begin. We can start off my low by simply saying, I can't believe the Bears won. I mean, yeah, the Panthers and the Bears have been doing bad all year, but it really does feel like the Bears are trying to tank a whole lot more than the Panthers. And, nope, it looks like the Panthers want to tank more or something, I don't know. So congratulations to the Bears fans. I gotta stop saying lock it in. I notice every time this is the third time in a row I've said lock it in after I made an NFL pick, and it turns out I was wrong. Actually, I think I might have said that for the Chargers-Jets game. Did I? Well, I'm gonna try going a whole, well, not technically a whole week because the NFL week already started. But how about Sunday? I'm definitely not gonna say lock it in and see how better I do with my picks, because I think that might be what jinxes everything. I don't know. My highs, I got to see my family. Actually, I got to see my nephews. Yeah, it's funny. I wouldn't say funny, haha, funny. I don't know why I said it was funny at all. It's interesting is what I should have said. It's interesting. My brother, his wife, and my nephews are all going to go to Boston because we have family up there. And one thing they're going to do is my cousin actually works for Boston's bravest. Yeah, he's a firefighter. Remember, finest for the police, bravest for firefighters. That's how it works. And basically, he's going to let my nephews be on a fire truck. It's going to be very cool. So, that should be exciting. But they're flying out to Boston a little bit later today, so I'll probably see him for a quick minute or two before I head out for my day. And I would say that my act of kindness was, well, having my mom and dad watch my nephews, of course. That was, because I saw them a little bit yesterday. Helped get dinner ready, by which I mean we ordered a pizza. So waiting for the pizza guy to show up. That was fun. Yeah. It was definitely, it was a solid day. It was a rather solid day overall. But it's Friday now. I'm actually kind of worried. Not gonna lie. It's just like, quite literally, man, I've literally lost track how many weekends in a row this has happened. Something was always happening, like, on the weekend since, like, July. The screen turned off. I need to look at my notes for Hot Ones. There's a Hot Ones episode. Actually, I'll get my notes right now. But first I'll finish talking what I was talking about, and then I'll get to my Hot Ones notes. Literally since, like, July, even before, like, it became, like, the greatest 3 months of my life, there was always something happening on the weekend. Like, I will admit weather definitely played a part in this, because, you know, again, back in July and August and September, even October, you know, it was, like, sunny, it was warm, it was fun, people want to go out and do stuff. Why am I swinging my arm like that? But now, we're at that time of the year where not only is the weather beginning to deter people from going out and having fun, but because of that, less and less events are happening on the weekends, which, I mean, look, at some point, you know, you do gotta take a step back and say, you know, maybe not this weekend. But I've lived literally 30 plus years of FOMO. I'm trying to make up for it, first of all. But also, I mean, listen, there's something I really want to do before this year is over. And by not going out at all, the chance of me being able to do this becomes completely zero. So that's where I'm at right now. But, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, I like staying in as much as the next person, but I've done that enough. Well, I want to do more. I want to go out and do stuff. And sadly, you're not really having that. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Before I continue, I have to remember, Horseheads does play Vestal tonight for the sectional title. On the off chance any of you boys are watching this, personally, I'm not a coach, so I don't really think I'm the right person to give advice per se, but that doesn't mean I have nothing to offer. Just remember to play smart, not hard. Make healthy, conscious decisions early and often, not just at the game, but all throughout today. And when in doubt, know that you guys have each other. That's about the only advice I can give you. I know it sounds cliche, and I know it doesn't really sound like much coming from me, but trust me, I've been in you guys' position before. My team, my junior year, lost in the sectional title to Union Endicott. So, needless to say, I've been where you guys are before. I know you guys can bring it on home. And in fact, you're capable of doing that. Just remember what I just told you, and in the words of a certain coach that I had at Horseheads, the W will take care of itself. Okay, remember that. Okay, enough with the rather important pleasantries. Let's talk about Hot Ones. Okay, so Louis Theroux was on Hot Ones yesterday, which is funny. Amelia de Molenberg literally talked about how important her interview with Louis Theroux was. And funny enough, Louis Theroux was this week's guest. Although I found it rather odd. Normally, when there's a guest on Hot Ones who mentions the name of a person who was later a guest, Sean Evans usually refers to that previous guest who talked about them before. That didn't happen. I guess there were 10 other questions and things to do that were more important. Although, speaking of things that are more important, Louis Theroux is, well, he's a director, but he specializes in making documentaries. And documentaries are, they're important. They are, they're an important line of media in which, you learn about facts, you learn things, so that's important. But Louis Theroux stuff is a bit much. In fact, I'm actually going to give you guys a warning right now. If you're a little kid, or if you're a parent of a little kid who's watching this, I would recommend that you may want to exercise caution going forward from this point in the video. Because there's some stuff that, personally, I am comfortable talking about. But I understand that there's some people who don't like hearing this stuff. So, if it's not your thing, please stop the video here. Okay? You've been warned. So, the first question Sean asked was, what's the importance of having interviews in the quote-unquote natural habitat of your guests? And, it's natural habitat. You literally get to see them as they are. I mean, that would be like, literally it would be like someone having an interview with me just after I do one of these videos. You really would be seeing me in my natural habitat. Literally what you see on camera right now is exactly who I am. So, cool. The belief system that woos or interests him. And this is where it kind of this is where things start getting a little bit gray for some people. Because the belief in polyamory or a consensual non-monogamy is what interests him. If you don't know what any of those things are, oh, good. I mean, there's no shame if you don't know. If you do know what they are, and you want to explain to someone who doesn't know, be sure you use the right terminology when you do that. I'll say that much. Louis Theroux is a dual citizen, so he talked about how he's seen as he's not seen as threatening. Like, he went to this one place in Idaho where it's like, oh, America, you know, the government's going to take away my guns. But, like, sees Louis Theroux as a dual citizen, is like, oh, very warm, very nice guy. Like, he's not seen as threatening. That's really cool. He talked about how the landscape of documentaries is ethically more complicated because, listen, documentaries are being made every day. Some about things that really are important that need to be brought to people's attention, and some not so much. The point is, if you enjoy what you watch, it doesn't really matter. For example, you know what? It's no different than watching me. It really is no different than watching me. I mean, if you enjoy watching me, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. Let's see. The backlash against platforming for certain people, platforming certain ideas or people. Here's the thing. Again, it actually goes back to the previous question. Like, there are things that you should be aware of. You should be aware of the idea of just platforming in general. Because when you're aware of what it is, you're able to break down, like, you have a mic, like, let's say, you know, doing what I'm doing right now. I have a camera phone, I'm making a video to be put up on the internet, I am speaking to all of you guys, whoever you might be. And then you have the ones where you ask, like, the important questions. Now listen, personally, I like to believe I have fun doing this. I really do. And sometimes I do get a little serious. Sometimes I, you know, try and ask some important questions of my own, to be sure. But at the end of the day, I know who I am. You know, I like to think I dabble a bit in both, but more so the former than the latter, if that makes sense. People are actually more, he's talking about how people are more compliant in the social media age when making documentaries, but not necessarily for the reason you might think. I mean, I get it. Like, some people in the social media age are like, hey, I'm on Facebook, I'm going to post the fact I'm in a documentary, a whole bunch of people, that's going to be cool. And they would really do it more for cred than they would for simply making art, I suppose. I mean, actually, I don't think it ever occurred to me what would happen if I was ever in a documentary. I mean, personally, I don't think I'd be one of those people looking for, you know, likes and views and stuff like me. To be honest, I do want that, but not for that reason. Honestly, that's the sort of thing you earn on your own. That's why I'm here right now. Okay. Okay, this is another thing that I should give you guys a warning about. Because Louis Theroux, like most artists, have indeed suffered for their art. In his case, it's acute embarrassment. As in, he once had to strip for pornography. I'm just going to leave it there. Let's see. The virality on the internet after... Okay. Let's say Louis Theroux made a video or a documentary. I don't want to say the title of what it is. Point is, he learned almost nothing about virality or being viral on the internet. All he knows is that it's hard to do so, but once you actually succeed at it, you have that drive, a little voice, and you're like, do it again. And yeah, it's like a bug, you know? He talked about his Mount Rushmore of documentaries Louis Theroux did, which are Thin Blue Line, Roger and Me, Exit Through the Gift Shop, and The Act of Killing. Okay. And this last one actually kind of got me in an important way. Because, you know, when you make documentaries, you know, what you are filming is legit real. This was like the most real as it gets that you see on camera. And sometimes what you see on camera isn't exactly what you consider, you know, pleasant. You know, some people really can act and be not nice, let's say. But it's very crucial that there needs to be a desire for importance of empathy in an increasingly fractured world. Like, yes, at the end of the day, there are some people who are bad out there. There are also some people who are good out there. At the end of the day, one thing you should always try and... I never want to say the word assume, for obvious reasons, but you really do need to assume that people, for the most part, are doing the very best that they can in life. I mean, take me for instance. You know, for all intents and purposes, yeah, I'm, you know, an average guy. I'm certainly not the most good looking. I'm certainly not perfect. But I definitely try not to be a bad person. I try and keep an open mind. I try and, you know, engage in a way that people find, you know, relaxing and in a way that comes from empathy. So I really am doing all I can to go for the good instead of the bad. That's just the only thing you can do. There really is a lot. I mean, now, me personally, I'm not a documentary kind of guy. I'm really not. But I respect the art. I respect how important it is, specifically for the empathy part. And people do need to know, like, these things. I mean, one of my favorite comedians, Randy Feldface, made a joke about how we have shows and documentaries about mentally deranged hoarders. And he said, I mean, listen, if they want to collect stuff, let them do it. They like it. But we got to film them doing it. We got to show what's wrong with them. Like, okay, maybe, but I would think it's more insane to film people doing it. So, again, there's a bit of a line somewhere in there. I'm an idiot, so I wouldn't know where it is. But that's why you have people like Louis Theroux who, you know, sort of explore these gray areas. And so it helps you learn more. And that's important. So, thank you, Louis Theroux, for what you do. It was a great episode of Howlands. I learned a lot. It was a lot of fun. And I can't wait for next week's episode. I hope you like this video. If you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humble in this video for you guys watching Enjoy for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if anything you guys want to talk to, I'm always going to be here to lend you. Also, everybody, take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.